everybody, it's Wootini from GayGamer.net here with another weekly video podcast. This week is still all about Ni No Kuni. I'm still playing, I'm still loving it. I'm probably about, like 13, 14 hours in. Still loving it. I have a friend who's already finished it, which I'm a little jealous. Although I'm not crazy about those people who buy games so that they can, like, be the first of their friends to finish it, and you plow through it so quickly, and I don't feel like you're really enjoying it. But I know I will finish Ni No Kuni. It's just going to take me a really long time. I mean, I'm 13 or 14 hours in, and I feel like I've only just really gotten my journey underway. So this is probably in one of those epically long 50, 60 hour RPGs that's going to take me probably 3 months to finish. Because I just don't have as much time during the day to play games as I would like. Because as much as I like games, I also like watching TV. I also like watching movies. I also like eating and sleeping, and going out with friends. And I don't like going to work, but you kind of have to go to work all day so that you can get the money so that you can do the other things that you like buying games to play or going out with your friends and having dinners and things and eating and having a roof to sleep under. So, yeah, that work thing really does cut down on the gaming time. If I could just win the lottery, but that's probably not very likely. But anyway, Ni No Kuni, spectacular, wonderful, loving it. And so far so good. I will admit, I am playing it on normal difficulty, because I didn't want to put it on easy difficulty, because if that started giving me troubles, then there'd be nowhere to go. Whereas playing on normal difficulty, I can actually lower it to easy if the bosses start getting, like, really, really incredibly difficult, and I can't quite level up enough to get there. But that's what I do like about RPGs, is that you can level up so that you can beat the boss. If you find one's a little difficult, you just go off, you grind a little, come back, kick his ass, and you're good. I haven't had to do any grinding yet, because I've been doing as many of the side quests and bounty hunts as I can, so that I'm sort of naturally leveling up more than I normally would if you were just playing the story parts of the game and ignoring all the side quests. I'm leveling up a lot more. But that's so that I'm hoping that when I reach the end of the game that I don't have to spend like an extra week just grinding so that I can beat the final boss. Because grinding is no fun. I mean, there's other kinds of grinding that is fun, but grinding in a game is not fun. Although technically there's grinding in Dance Central, so that's kind of fun. But grinding in a role-playing game, that's not fun. I find it incredibly tedious, and I feel like games should be structured so that, you know, maybe plowing through the story part, you're not necessarily going to be quite leveled up enough, but maybe if you've got the right items and the good skills and you know what attacks to use, you can get through it. But doing all the side quests and stuff, or at least a majority of the side quests, should level you up enough that you can beat the final boss. And then whatever the final boss turns into for the second final boss, because there's always a second final boss. And so far, so good with Ni No Kuni as far as doing the side quests and feeling like I'm at the right level for the fights. But like I said, I've got the difficulty level slider that I can drop down to easy at some point if it does get to be a little much. But they're doing a really good job of parceling out the side quests in Ni No Kuni. Because they just give you a couple of errands or a couple of bounty hunts, and then like after you get like a new item or a new ability, like other ones will open up, and then you can go do those. But it's not like a whole open world thing where there's all kinds of side quests. It's not like an Elder Scrolls thing where you can just wander off and start doing all kinds of random shit and then like forget that there is even a story that you're supposed to be following. Because that's the problem, is as much as I like that kind of thing, it's really not conducive to storytelling. And Ni No Kuni's all about the story, so they're doing a really good job of like storytelling with a little bit of extra on the sides if you want to just go off and do some extra stuff. Because that's my problem, is that I feel like the sandbox game genre is its own worst enemy. And as much as I enjoy the concept of sandbox games, every time I try to play one, they're just, I never, ever, ever even come close to finishing it. Like, for instance, there's a new Grand Theft Auto coming out. Grand Theft Auto 5 has now been announced for September 17th of this year. And I have to admit, I'm not really excited for it. I did run out and buy Grand Theft Auto 4, like, right as it came out. I bought it, and it was really fun, because I live in Brooklyn, so I know New York City, so it was fun to tool around their version of New York City and just see what it all looked like, and, you know, it was kind of fun to recognize locations and such. But I just got all distracted, and all the missions started getting repetitive, and I didn't want to do the side quests, and I didn't want to do the story missions, and I'm just like, oh, I'm bored. And I know it's terrible, but I just feel like the sandbox games, they don't have the best storytelling, because there's so much to do that you get distracted. I feel like you need a game like Mass Effect, where they give you side things to do, but they most of them tie into the main story. Like, you can do your side, you know, the loyalty missions for your crew members and stuff. So it kind of adds to the canvas of the main storytelling, and that's really good. But, like, for the most part, Rockstar games, I've never finished a single one of them. Oh, wait, no, that's a lie. I finished L.A. Noire, because L.A. Noire, they did correctly, because L.A. Noire was all about the story. So they had the side things that you could do, but there weren't a lot of them, and the story propelled you through the game. And I found myself so compelled by the story and wanting to see what happened next, and solve that next case and get that next clue, that I wasn't really bothering going around looking for the film canisters or going around, like, doing this, like, the police missions. Like, you know, the police radio would go off, oh, there's something going on over here. I'm like, yeah, nah, I don't feel like it. It's all the way over there. I'm gonna keep going and follow the main case. Thank you. But, like, Grand Theft Auto 5, I'm like, I mean, the idea that there's 3 separate characters that you're gonna play through the course of the game, so it's gonna switch back and forth, that could be really good, because that could help keep you from getting, like, bored with the character that you're playing. Although I will say that at the end of L.A. Noire, when it kind of switched to the other character's perspective, the whole thing derailed, and I felt it was a really bad storytelling choice, but that's just me. But I'm kind of not excited for Grand Theft Auto 5. And I know, oh my god, it's going to be just this massive, like, barrage of advertisements and promotional stuff, and it's just going to be everywhere. And I feel like I'm over it. I don't know. We'll see. PAX East is in March, the end of March, so I'm assuming that Rockstar will have, at the very least, if not a playable demo, they'll have at least some kind of a video presentation like they did with L.A. Noire. And I'll check it out. Maybe it'll change my mind. Probably not. We'll see. As much as I like playing in sandboxes, that's all you're doing. It's just random playing and sandboxing. You're not telling a story. And I prefer my games to tell a story, because otherwise I end up losing interest and not ever finishing them. And that's sad, because I feel like you put this work into creating a story, and I feel like I want to play that story and see it to the end. And then, you know, it justifies all that hard work you did. But if one guy like me doesn't finish a game, Rockstar's not going to really cry into their pillows, because there's millions and millions and millions of other people who did finish it, and then downloaded all the DLC so they could play some more, and whatever. So, If you have some way to convince me that Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be the most awesome thing since sliced bread, which, I guess sliced bread is pretty awesome. It's not the best expression, but whatever. Let me know. And otherwise, I will see you back here next week. I'm going to go play some more Ni No Kuni now. Bye!